Hello everyone. Last week's video on the role of a CEO was part 1. If you haven't watched it, please go to my YouTube channel or click on the link that's shown above to watch that video. In that video, I spoke about what is the typical role of a CEO is. And in continuation of that, as part 2 of the series, today's video I'm going to talk about what does a CEO do in a week or a month? How do they plan their job? What are the ups and downs of the role? And how can you become a CEO? So what are the competencies and skills that you need to develop to become one? That's the video today. So let's get started. So first one was, what does a typical week or a month of a CEO look like? Now, usually what I do is by end of quarter 3 or beginning of quarter 4, so probably about October or November, I planned the next year what I want to achieve for the organization. I do this along with my team. We do a bottom-up exercise. We prepare the long-term strategy. What are the key activities, initiatives we need to drive? All this is completed by the October or November of the previous year. So when I start the new year, I'm fully ready. Not only have I completed these key activities, but I've also put them into my Microsoft Outlook calendar in my computer. And the invitations are sent out as well. What are these invitations that I send out? So all the important activities which I spoke about in the part 1 of the video, all those activities are made into meetings. Whether it is customer, strategy, people, process, all these key elements of the role are made into different review meetings. So everybody knows already what's going to be the key meetings, what are my key visits to which branches, all the important activities, And when I go to a branch, what would be my typical agenda? There is a standard template that I send out early in the year, so everybody knows what's my plan for the year. Now, you need to remember that a CEO's job is pretty much all meetings. You may find it very funny, but that's a fact of life, because a CEO should never literally go himself or herself and do the job for which there are people in the organization. Like a CEO should not go and sell the product of the company. They shouldn't go and do all the operational stuff. They shouldn't physically go and do all the HR stuff, recruitment and training. They have people for that, right? Now, that doesn't mean that the CEO cannot do it. When situation demands, the person has to be able to do that as well. So if you open up a calendar of mine for a week or a month, it would have all these important activities embedded in it. Now, I need to also make sure that I don't push my calendar back to back. I need to have enough gaps for any exigencies, any emergencies. Somebody suddenly is calling me for an urgent meeting from headquarters or a customer. I need to have a gap. So these are the things that I plan, and I make sure that my calendar has enough space for all these things. 50% of my time, of course, I as a CEO spend on people topics or on people. So my calendar also will have skip level meetings, engaging with field employees. I would also have in my calendar visits to the sites where the elevator installation is going on or a maintenance is happening, to engage with field employees. This is where I can inspire the front line of the organization who are really working hard for the company's benefit. So these are typically what I would do in a week or a month. It is all meetings, but the meetings are important meetings, not urgent meetings. The more and more important meetings I do, the less and less urgent meetings I have to do. And this has to cover all the aspects of the business, right from marketing, sales, finance, operations, logistics, safety, quality, customer excellence, everything you can think of. Now, the second part of the topic I mentioned was, what are the highs and lows of being a CEO? Everybody sees the glamour, right? People see, hey, CEO, you must be getting paid a big fat pay packet. You're probably driving a luxurious car. You're wearing suits. You have a high fly life. This is what people see as the highs. And yes, these are the perks of being a CEO. The other perks are you get to meet top management of various companies. Even in our organization, we do maintain elevators for a lot of celebrities, a lot of top politicians, cricket stars, movie stars, and many a times I would get an opportunity to meet them as well. Traveling in business class, traveling overseas, everybody sees this. But equal amount of low side is there, or the downside, which is this is a high risk, high reward job. Whatever happens in the organization, you are responsible as a CEO. There's also legal implications. If you remember the famous cases of Enron or the Bhopal gas tragedy, or in many other cases where there is a safety issue in the company or something, or a financial irregularity, a notice is given for the CEO. He or she has to go to the court, sometimes even gets jailed. So the high reward comes because of the high risk as well. And there is a balance. You can literally lose your job, lose your life. And also, a CEO is always under constant scrutiny. What I speak, what I wear, what I write, what I say, everything is monitored. Like I know, for example, I'm a lot into physical fitness now, and some people may make fun of it, saying, hey, what's wrong with the CEO? Or I'm making YouTube videos, they may say, why is my CEO promoting his personal brand a lot? They may not remember or realize that I'm doing it to help people to become better. So people may say a lot of things. So these are the downsides. But overall, this is how it works, right? If you want the best, you got to take the worst as well that comes along with that. The last part of this is, what are the skills and competencies that you need to become a successful CEO? Now, I've always mentioned that you don't need the CEO title to become a CEO. Even if you're a department head, you can behave like a CEO, right? So the competencies can grow across for many roles. You can use it as a common thing. So common skills is inspiring skills. You need to inspire people. You need to be able to garner the troops and tell them we are going to win, we're going to be number one. So you must be able to have great communication skills to an audience, executive presence. When you walk into a room, people should feel that they should respect you because of the way you are, not because of who you are. You must have people skills. You must know how to interact with people, how to get work out of them, how to empathize with them, how to promote them, motivate them. You must be able to take tough calls as well. So you must be humane but at the same time aggressive or assertive, I would call it. You must be strategic. You must take your organization to where they even did not realize you can. For example, Indra Nooyi, the ex-CEO of Pepsi, decided to venture into health foods for Pepsi even before the whole world started talking about health drinks. So this is the role of a CEO as well, to see the future in the current situation as well. You must be able to embrace the unknown. During COVID times, you must be able to be there for the people. So these are the typical competencies along with achievement orientation, financial knowledge. You must be a jack of many things and a master of at least a few. So these are the typical competencies that can help you. I hope this video helped you all to see another side of what I do and many CEOs do. And I hope you appreciate and understand where we come from when we take many decisions. Thank you so much for listening to me. Till I see you in the next video, stay fit, stay positive, keep chasing obscene success. Thank you.